Hello, YouTube. I am Vince White. I am an employment attorney, and on this channel, we answer publicly posted questions from YouTube users, getting folks the answers they need from an employment attorney. Ooh, I'm getting quick. We got a question here. So we're taking a break, brief, like two-day break from our series of like how to get an employment attorney series that we're working on. Because some questions were piling up. Questions are always piling up. Like I'm never gonna get to all the questions, and like that is just the way it is. And like, don't call me with your question because I didn't answer your question. Like I don't have time for that. But we have a question here from Elijah West, which I think will serve a lot of people. YouTube user Elijah West, I should specify, not like the actual human being Elijah West. I don't know if that's a person's name or username or what it is, but I don't want to like misstate that. I think this question is going to serve a lot of people in terms of providing an answer to it. So I wanted to answer it. And I'm going to take a break from the other series and answer a question, which is, it's our roots. It's what we do here. We answer questions. I must tell you all the things. I must go through my checklist. Like, subscribe, comment. It helps me to help more people just like you. And remember, everybody works. Not everybody wins. All right. I've done my duty. Now I can answer the question. Elijah West asked us, "Hey Vince, can you do a video on workplace investigations?" They fake. We're done. That's the video on workplace investigations. I kid. Not really, but I kid. If the company fails to investigate sexual harassment or discrimination claim, then fires the employee, claiming no claims were ever brought to their attention. Okay, so workplace investigations, 9 times out of 10 are fake. They're fake investigations, and they become real if HR decides that enough turned up in the investigation that it increases the liability to the company. So like a workplace investigation, generally speaking, is not an investigation to learn what actually happened. A workplace investigation, if you complain of sexual harassment in the workplace or discrimination in the workplace, these investigations carried out internally by the employer, the internal EEO, all these things, right? What they're actually investigating is how large is the liability to the employer, right? They're trying to get a feel, if we don't do something, is that better for us or worse for us? Like if we do something, we might be admitting something happened. But if we do nothing, maybe it looks like nothing happened. And they do have an affirmative duty to investigate, right? If you bring your claim, they have to look into it. But nobody said they had to look for something specific. They have an affirmative duty to investigate. But it's not like the federal government or most state governments provided them a checklist of like what to determine in their investigation. And there's no really well-defined process to like hold them accountable for doing an investigation that kind of sort of sucks, right? There's no punishment for incompetence, right? We're not all Columbo over here, right? In terms of like HR at an employer, they're not like working the case weeks on end, every trick in the book, forensic IT. Like they're not doing those things. It's not really their goal, right? Because they know they have an affirmative duty to investigate, and that's met if they can say, "I tried. I'm not that bright. I don't know. Right? Like that's good enough. It's good enough for government work. It's good enough for the standards under the laws. Generally speaking, that is their duty. I tried to investigate, right? So that is why, and I have videos on this, all complaints always, forever, must be made in writing. You must retain records. Ideally, if you can send an email to your employer from a third-party email server, like a big trusted email server, like say Gmail, a Hotmail, right? Apple Mail, I don't care. AOL.com, I don't care. A third-party server that will timestamp it to verify when your email went and who it went to. That's incredible. And then maybe print out a copy, save it for yourself. Maybe send a copy, just forward it to your attorney, right? or someone to keep safe, whatever, right? Because that's proof that you complained. Because from the moment you complain, you have protections against retaliation that set in under the federal laws if you're complaining of workplace discrimination or workplace sexual harassment. And those protections against retaliation are really, really valuable in terms of your quality of life and being safe in your job, but also in terms of potential future claims if something bad happens to you after you complain, right? And we have a lot of videos on the channel about retaliation, so I'm not going to go into that. But I am going to stress, always complain in writing. Keep a record. Employers lie. All human beings when threatened lie. Like, there's nobody who's like, oh, bad things are going to happen to me. I should definitely fall on the sword here. Like, those human beings are pretty rare, right? So what you're describing here, Elijah West, is a classic retaliation claim. You complained of discrimination. Sounds like they didn't investigate at all. So they failed in their affirmative duty to investigate. And then they're saying there was no complaint ever brought, because that's how they're going to say they didn't have to investigate. Oh, you never complained. And also they're going to say, well, now that we're firing you, you're saying it's retaliation, but you never complained to us. So it couldn't have been retaliation. So, Elijah West, I hope you have some proof, some witness, some written document, something to corroborate your complaints. So you sound like you have one hell of a retaliation claim that can be added on top of and with your discrimination or workplace sexual harassment claims, whatever claims it is that you have. I hope this helps, and I hope you get them. Like and subscribe. Take care, everybody.